Hello, so excited. We have Babala. She's one of our recent patients who's done amazing on the program. I love to bring other people's stories to you so that you can see what's possible. And I'm particularly excited about this interview today because, and I didn't even ask you, Babala, do you consider yourself a vegan or a vegetarian?
I am an ethical vegan.
Perfect. Okay. So she is an ethical vegan. And we've taken other vegans through the program, but typically there's a little bit of stalls or a little bit of difficulty with that because sometimes they're not getting enough protein. You're disappearing on the screen, Babala.
I'm there now, right?
Yes, now you're there.
Okay. Had to plug
So
the phone.
no worries. Okay, so what I want to do is, Babala, go ahead and introduce yourself, and we're just going to spend about 15 minutes sharing your journey so that you can hopefully inspire others to have an amazing health transformation as well. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
All right. I am 66 years old. I am a yoga instructor, and I was born in a small village in upstate New York, but I've been in California for at least 35 years. So Long Beach, California is my home.
Okay.
And I am an ethical vegan, which basically means well, I'm also into it for the health and the environment, but also for the animals that have no voice and for just the harm and the torturing and cruelty to the animals. So I don't
Yeah,
eat animal products. I don't wear animal products or use anything that's been tested on animals on my skin or my hair.
awesome. I highly respect that. So what made you come to Puravida Wellness? How did you find us? Kind of give us a little picture or glimpse into your life last fall before you met us and what was happening and why did you seek us out?
Well, last fall, I got to the point where I weighed the most I've ever weighed in my life, which was 161 pounds. And being a yoga instructor, I have huge breasts and a huge belly. And it was affecting my yoga practice because getting into plow and getting into shoulder stands, I would suffocate by my big boobs. And I also was having a lot of back pain due to also these large breasts weighing on my back when I bent forward or cut vegetables or things like that. So I desperately wanted to lose some weight. And I'm very active. I play pickleball, yoga, Pilates, walking, silver sneakers. None of that was really working. And I did have a problem with excessive snacking at night in front of Netflix. Oh, get the chips, get the chocolate, and drinking some wine at night as well. And so that was a big issue. I'd been to my doctor and I told him I wanted to lose weight. And I was actually looking into some of those Ozempic products like semaglutide and whatever they were, was
Mm-hmm.
considering them, almost went with it. My daughter's friend sold them and was going to bring some over and I was going to try it. And then I just thought to myself, what in the world are you doing? I'm a yoga practitioner. I'm into alternative medicine, natural remedies. I don't like to take drugs or medicines or anything. Why would I put that in my body? And the more I learned about it, it wasn't very safe for many aspects. It wasn't healthy, and you lost a lot of muscle mass. And I certainly didn't want that.
Yep,
Now,
I have discovered the same.
yeah, I was scrolling through Facebook one day and I saw an ad from Puravida for the red light body contouring therapy. So I made that appointment, and that was my first step into Puravida Wellness. And afterwards, I met with Dr. CJ, and she taught me about her weight loss program, saying I could probably reduce these breasts and maybe help. I have Graves' disease, which is an overactive thyroid. Maybe I could cure that as well and take off some pounds and get healthier. And I liked the program because it was a healthy alternative. You're taking vitamins, you're eating healthy, and you're drinking lots of water, which I knew I needed to increase. So I kept it in the back of my mind. And I went to Peru. And with all the walking in Peru, I lost 8 or 9 pounds on my own when I came back. And then decided,
Okay, so that's how you lost the first 10, was
yeah.
going to Peru. Okay.
Mhm. And then I came back, and because I I talked to them. I was going to do the 30-day
Can
challenge.
I show your first BCA real quick?
Yes.
Okay, let me show you. I'm gonna show everybody your first BCA because I want everyone to see where you started. So this was before Peru. When did you go to Peru?
I went to Peru October 15th.
Okay. All right. So everybody, this is where she started. She gave me permission to share this. This is our biomarker test that we do. She started off 5'4", 161 pounds, and this is what I care about. And you can see that I've already circled it when I sat down and met with her on that first visit, was her metabolic age. And you might think, well, she's 66, 62 is pretty good. But my experience is that pretty much anybody, no matter how old they are chronologically, can be 20s, 30s, or 40s metabolically. So I've had 80-year-olds in their 20s metabolically. I'm 62, but I'm in my teens or 20s metabolically. And then the visceral fat was a little high, 10. 12 and above is considered dangerous. That's the fat in your liver, around your heart, around your organs, the most dangerous fat. So this is where she started, and I'll stop sharing. I just wanted to throw that in there. Go ahead, Babala. Then what?
So, well, I signed up for, you had the 30-day challenge. It was happening kind of holidays. And then, due to some unfortunate circumstances, the date had to keep putting off until it was going to be over Christmas, my son's birthday, my
Yeah,
husband's birthday, and my grandson's birthday. And I thought, that won't work for me because that's family gets together, we eat, we drink, and I knew it wouldn't work. So I
yeah.
talked to Dr. CJ and we decided to cash that in, and I would go into the full 3-month weight loss program, which is what I'm on right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I began that. And the good thing about first thinking about the 30-day challenge is I bought the scale. I got used to preparing my food, weighing it,
Okay,
prepping it, and labeling it with masking tape. So I'd have my 4 ounces of vegetables and 4 ounces of protein. So it started a good habit for me.
perfect. Okay, and then what has your journey been like? So you actually started the 3-month cellular healing program.
January
Um,
7th, I believe.
the first weekend in January.
There was that
Yes.
Monday after the New Year's. I think January 7th, maybe 8th.
Yeah, so we're only about a month and 6 days into it. So
Mm.
you're about 37 days into it. So what was it like starting? What has your journey been like so far? And then I want to be able to share your most recent body composition analysis from just
All
two
right.
days ago.
Well, I was very nervous. One of the things I was nervous about is because I already knew I did not drink enough water. I was lucky to get through one of those 24, 32 ounces a day. And I knew I needed to upbring my water. But when they told me when you told me I had to drink a gallon a day, I was like, whoa, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. How am I going to do that? And
Yeah.
then I was also nervous about how am I going to really cut out this late night snacking? Is that going to work? But
I remember
lo
you
and
were
behold,
really worried about the late night
yeah,
snacking.
but lo and behold, it worked. I add electrolytes, the ones that come with the program, and I also bought some sugar-free kind of flavored ones to add to give a little flavor to my water. Made sure that I bought a water container with a straw is very, very helpful for me anyway. And
Right.
so I've had no problem at all drinking my gallon, once in a while, a little even more than a gallon a day. So that's been good.
Okay.
And the food, like I said, I mean, I know microwaving isn't ideal, but busy schedules, I would find time to prep and make my vegetables, make my tofu, my tempeh, and
Mm-hmm.
stir fry it, whatever, weigh it, prep it, label it, do my 4 ounces of berries, label them, put them in the refrigerator. So when I came home, I'd pull out my vegetable, I'd pull out my protein, I'd heat them up, and I'd have my lunch or dinner.
Yeah.
So,
And I know we've had a lot of conversation back and forth, yourself and me and Coach Andrea, regarding, what are some good, healthy, low carb, vegetarian or vegan options to make sure that you're getting your protein in. So what was that journey like for you? And are you eating anything different than what you were eating before?
that challenge is still ongoing. I'm
Okay.
constantly searching for the proteins. I'm reading the labels and I'm trying to find, it seems like all of them have some fat and some carb. And so
Yeah.
after speaking with you, you said it's better to have higher fat and lower carb. So I've been searching for those, and the Morino tofu is good. I use that a lot. It's low
Yep.
in those aspects, but it's only like 7 grams of protein.
Mm-hmm.
The tempeh has a little bit more, but also a little bit higher of the fat and carbs. I was using pump fu at the beginning, which I love better than all of them, but
Mm-hmm.
it's made from pumpkin seeds, so it is a healthy fat, but 17 grams of protein, but 28 grams of fat. So I got a little concerned and I stopped having the pump fu, even though that's what I ate in the whole beginning, and I guess it was okay. And then you
Yeah.
recommended the lentils. So I brought the lentils in. Once again, they
Mm-hmm.
23 grams of carbohydrates. So I was worried about those, but they seem
Right.
to be okay for me too. And it's a nice change from just right now, I'm just tofu tempeh, tofu tempeh, tofu tempeh, and I'm kind of tofu'd out and I'm ready to maybe dive into pump fu again, even though it's got the 8
Yes.
grams of fat.
Yes. And
And
that's what I want to really help you with is, once you get done with the 3 months, really help you lean into, because once you're done with the 3 months, we're not as concerned with the carbohydrates. Right
mhm,
now, we don't want very many carbohydrates because the carbohydrates are going to break down into sugar,
right.
release insulin. Insulin's a fat storage hormone.
Hmm.
So we can lean into some higher carbs later, and that's what we're going to teach you is how to have diet variation where we purposely go higher carb 1 or 2 days a week. And then I'm really going to want you to lean into higher healthy fats most of the time. Fat doesn't make us fat, it's processed food, sugar, carbohydrates, toxins, and stress, primarily vegetable oils that make us fat. So we can definitely create some higher diet variation for you as a vegan um, once you reach your goal. And I think you're almost at your goal. So, what has been the easiest part of the program so far? And what has been the hardest part of the program so far?
Um, I think actually the water and the food has been the easiest for me because
Good.
I learned to prep and have it ready so that when I open the refrigerator, I'm never without a protein or a vegetable.
Mm-hmm.
And the water, I found a little trick a friend kind of told me where I write the numbers 1 through 6 on masking tape and then put little tapes on my water bottle. So when I finish the first bottle, I peel the tape off. The second, I peel the tape off. And that's really helped me because in the beginning, I couldn't remember, am I on bottle 2 or bottle 3? So,
Brilliant.
so the tape helps me to make
Brilliant.
sure that I keep track of the water.
Awesome. So, what's been the hardest part?
I think the hardest part was really getting the schedule going because of, waking up. I would forget sometimes you're not supposed to have water or food 15 minutes after the pink and blue drops. And then you have your detox drops and then no water or food 15 minutes and you still need to brush your teeth. And so trying to get that all in and then make sure you remember, okay, 7 hours later or between lunch and dinner to take the drops again, and then just trying the nights I teach yoga. I was coming home and I don't get home till like 8:30 or night at night, make my food. So I'd be eating later, like 9 at night. And I didn't think that was very good. It seemed like I gained a little when I did that. So trying,
Mm-hmm.
like tonight, I teach yoga at 6. So trying to make
Okay.
sure I have an early dinner so that I don't have to eat when I come home from yoga.
Okay. So even though that sounds really complicated, do you feel like it has been worth the results that you've seen in your body?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's been worth it. And for the most part, I followed the program very, very strictly. I've had a few mistakes. Like one day I might have forgot my drops and took them later. One day I forgot
Mm-hmm.
to take my vitamins. But basically, I have followed it to the T very strictly. And now it's kind of routine for me where I know what's going on and I just kind of time it in. And I've learned
Yeah.
if I'm going to an appointment, take my drops with me because I might have to take them right afterwards, and carry
Yeah.
them along.
So even though I'm gonna go ahead and share again the screen because I want to show everybody the last BCA that we ran, which was just 2 days ago. So this is the first one, 161. You lost about 10 pounds on your own going to Peru. So this was 9 days into the 3 month program. So you'd already dropped down to 143. And then this was day 23, 136, 45 years old metabolically. Woo! And
Huh?
then this was just 2 days ago. You went from 62 years old metabolically to 34. Now, why does that matter? Because we now know that metabolic health is the precursor or the predictor of all of these illnesses. Think of a big oak tree. Branches and leaves are all the diseases, the thyroid, the Alzheimer's, the autoimmune, the strokes, the diabetes, the heart disease. The trunk of the tree and the roots is the true cause, which we now know is metabolic health, or even deeper, mitochondrial health and or oxidative stress. So metabolic health matters. Unfortunately, 92.8% of Americans that were studied in 2021 were shown to be metabolically unhealthy. So everything I do is based on helping you improve your metabolic health, reversing the biological clock, reversing the aging process, which is exactly what we did for you. And look at your visceral fat, the most dangerous fat. I think you were 10. Now you're 7, right there in the middle. Look at
Um,
your water. Your water's almost at perfectly optimal levels, which would be 50%. You started off at, so this is what I wanted to ask you next about toxicity. 42.9% body water. That means there's a lot of toxins in Babala's system that are keeping water from coming into the cell. Toxins are blocking the cell channels, the protein channels. And in just 2.5 months, we now have your cellular water up to 48%. So did you notice as you were going through the program and are going through the program now, have you noticed any of these detox symptoms? Have you noticed your body getting rid of toxins? Have there been anything along those lines that have been evident to you? Because you've had a major detox based on your numbers.
well, the first thing that I noticed, I'm prone to canker sores. I probably have that herpes virus because I had them when I was young. I haven't had them forever. I finally figured out it was either allergies, lack of water, or stress that created them. And all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden, I didn't have any of those things going on, and I broke out in canker sores in my mouth. I actually have one right now under my.
Mm.
So that's really the
So you're
only.
still detoxing.
Yeah, that's the only symptom that I really noticed. I mean, I have these
Okay.
bites. I think they're bites on me, unless it's a rash from something, but they're just like behind my neck and on
So
my.
rashes on the skin, super common indicator of toxic release.
Yeah, I don't know. They feel, do they itch the rashes? Because these feel like bug
Yes.
bites and then they kind of scab over. And I didn't know.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Your skin is your largest detox or yeah, detoxification organ is your skin.
Uh huh.
And super common when we're taking people through the program because, I know you called it a weight loss program, and that's kind of what attracts most people,
Hmm.
to Puravida. But I consider it a cellular healing, cellular detox program. As you're removing toxins and getting the body healthier from the inside out, the side effect, the natural result, is your body's going to drop the weight that it doesn't want. It's going to let go of that fat that was filled with toxins. So it's really a detoxification program that that allows for your body to get back to its normal weight. So it takes years to get rid of all those toxins that have gathered up. So the fact it's very unusual for us to see somebody at 42% body water and be able to have a 6% increase in that short of a time. That typically takes us at least 6 months to do.
Mm-hmm.
So your body is responding very well to this. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
really proud of you and I'm really happy and
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the rest of your journey. Where do you want to go from here? What is your ultimate goal?
I'm almost, I've had a weight loss goal of 125 and I'm 126 now, so I'm almost there. But then I changed it to 120. I'm like, well, why not go
Why
down?
not?
And one reason, like I said, I went on this was to diminish my large breasts so that I could breathe better in plow and shoulder stand, which I can now. But the
Nice.
only thing I didn't realize was as I lose the fat from my breasts, they sag more. And I have had quite a bit of back pain from that. And I'm hoping I
Okay.
don't need to do a breast lift.
So
So,
let's hopefully with some of the red lights that we're going to be doing, the contour light sessions,
mhm,
we can help tighten up that skin and make a difference before we see
yeah,
the final result.
yeah, that would be good.
So what would you say? Anything else you want to include? And if not, what would you say to somebody, whether they're, an ethical vegan or just anybody that you love and care about? And I know you've told a lot of people about the program. What would you say to somebody that's possibly thinking about, investing in their health, improving their health, but they're just kind of, scared about making changes and they don't think they can do it? What would you say to that person?
Well, first, I have been describing the program when people ask me is that it's a weight loss, detox, cellular healing, metabolism reset program.
Ooh, I love it.
And then I explained that first of all, that it's a healthy way to lose fat, and that you're taking vitamins, you're eating healthy, you're doing good things for your body. You're not putting in drugs or other ways of losing weight. And if you think you can't do it, you can, because I had my doubts, especially with the water and the nighttime snacking, but it was easy. I did it. I'm still doing it. And if I can do it, you certainly can do it.
Aw. Now, did your cravings for the late night stacking go away once you got into fat
Uh,
burning?
Lately, I've been having a few of those cravings, and I think it's
Okay.
kind of for chocolate, and, you know,
Ah.
like sweets or something, a little bit. But what I found is the smooth move tea that they recommend you take for constipation. That has
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit of a sweet tea, and then I put a little bit of monk fruit sugar in
Mm.
there. And for me, that's sort of like sweet. So when I feel a craving coming on that, or I have like a yogi tea chai, same,
Mm.
I'll make
Yum.
a cup of tea and I'll put a little of the monk fruit sweetener in, and I just have that for my like sweet craving at night.
Perfect.
And dill pickles have helped out a lot because
Oh, yes.
when I want a snack, I have those little dill pickle jerkins, and I go in and I eat like three little dill pickles.
Yes. So pickles are allowed on the program. Unlimited free veggies are allowed. I'm not a big pickle fan, but I do the 3-month program once a year. This is my 12th year now, just to reset my metabolism and to detox, not necessarily lose weight, because I did that 12 years ago and I've maintained for 12 years. And that's what I want for you. I mean, you're out there teaching and leading and guiding like I am. So you're an example to other people. They look to you, they look up to you for guidance on their health journey. So thank you for loving yourself enough to make yourself better so that you can be a better example for your students.
Well, yeah, I'm hoping that's my big hope is that, once I've invested all this commitment into this program, I've lost that weight and I've gotten healthier, that I can maintain that. And I did want to
Yes.
all those free vegetables and salads and stuff, but I've never really had the desire. I haven't had to use
Mm,
any. I'll have a couple cherry tomatoes or a few slices of cucumber now and then, but yeah, basically I haven't really, needed to supplement with that as well.
nice. Awesome. Any last minute thoughts before we wrap it up?
Um, no, I don't think so. I'm just excited
So,
to continue
well,
on. I know we're going to be moving into a new phase probably tomorrow or so, and
yep.
ready to continue on. And then, like I said, my big hope, and I'm really going to try to maintain the results that I've achieved
Mm-hmm.
once this program's over.
Perfect. We'll have to have you back on, let's say 6 months, a year from now. How about that?
Well, okay, unless I'm fat.
Well, we're not going to let that happen.
Yeah, that's right.
If you stay connected with us and let us support you,
Yeah.
then you'll
I've got,
maintain.
I've got a lot of the tools now. Like I know I'm going to continue with this water. Why not? I'll continue
Exactly.
putting those little 6 markers on there, putting the electrolytes, continue that to keep the hydration up. Food
Yep.
change a little bit, but I'm just going to keep
Yeah.
conscious in my mind that
Mm-hmm.
all portions, and to, eat a balanced.
Yeah. And to continue to detoxify as well with the
Right.
vitality release
Yeah.
drops. Awesome. Thank you very much. That was amazing. I really
You're
appreciate your
welcome.
time, Babala. Have an
Sure.
amazing, so you're teaching yoga tonight?
Yeah, I have two classes. I have a basic and a yin at Montverde
Okay.
this evening.
Nice. Well, have a great class and really
Thank you.
appreciate your time. And thank you for sharing your story with everybody.
Sure. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great afternoon.
All right, you too. Bye bye.
Bye.